Hey guys, in this tutorial we're going to be looking at another string function called substring. Okay, so substring means that you don't want to select everything from a particular column. You don't want to select all the characters. You only want to select some parts of the character. Let me show you an example. Let's do a select email. We're going to be using email column for this as well. Select email from employees. So let's say I only want to select from the first character of each email to the fourth character. Or I want to select from the second character to the fifth character. Whatever you want to select. So as long as you don't want to select everything, okay? So let's say I want to select from first character to the fourth one. So what I'm going to do is to say select substring, and I'm going to remove the substring here. Okay, so you say select substring, and then the next thing you want to do is put this in parentheses. So select substring email. So the next thing you want to put is from where are you selecting the substring from? So let's say we want to select from the first character of each email. So I'm going to say from 1. Okay, so from 1 to number what, to position what of the character. Or I only want to select from character 1 up to character 4. So you say from 1 in English, where you're going to say from 1 maybe to 4. This is how English reads like if it's English, but this is SQL. So instead of saying from 1 to 4, because if I run this, let me run this and see what we have. See, it throws error. And if you come to line 1, you see where the error is pointing at is 2. It doesn't know what this means. This is English. So what SQL will understand is to say from 1 for 4. So what we are saying is we want to see substring email from character 1 of each email up to character 4, from the first character to the fourth character from employees. Let's run this, and we have it. This is substring. That is, we are not selecting the entire string. We are selecting some parts of the string, and we only want to see from 1 to 4. So if you look at this, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Each one of them like that up to the last one is going to be 1 to 4. And where you see null, that means we don't have data. That's why you see null. There's no email. Okay, so if you look at this up to the last email, we are going to see 4 characters because that's the substring we are selecting. If I increase this to 7, so if you count each of these um, email, you see that we have 7 characters in each one because we are doing 1 to 7, and I can change this to 1 to 2. So select substring email. This is the column we are applying it on, and then it's asking from where to where. So I'm saying from 1 for 2. So make sure you don't use from 1 to 2. What SQL, the correct syntax is for, from 1 for 2. Okay, now we have only two characters in each email. And one thing you can do again is, let's say I remove this and I say from from 1. What does this mean? So if you don't put the for 2 or for 3 or for 4, if you don't specify where you want the substring to stop, the assumption is it's going to start from 1 to the end. So when I run this, say start from, is returning everything because you only specify where to start from. So if I specify from 2, you notice that it's going to start from M. This will start from M. The third one will start from S because I'm saying from 2. From 2 to where is not specified. So the assumption is going to be, okay, I'm going to start from 2 to the end. Yes, and that's what we have. If I change this to start from 5, let's see what we have. So like that, that's how to use substring. We can actually apply this on maybe first name as well. So let's use first name. Say select substring first name from 1 for um, 4, and we are selecting this from employees. So I'm going to select first name column so that we can see it side by side. First name, comma, substring first name from 1 for 4. So we're expecting 2 columns now. The first column will be first name. The next column will be this column. All this together from this substring is column 2. So when I run, now Berry. But in the second column, we're only selecting the substring starting from 1 up to 4th character. Like that. If you go down, you're going to see that like that. So that's how to use substring. Just know that this function is handy, is available for you. If you need to meet any requirement where you have to select some part of your string, this substring is handy for you to use. I want us to look at one um, requirement before we leave. I'll do select email from employees. Okay, select email from employees. So let's say we want to know the we only want to show the domain name. Okay, by domain name I mean we don't want to show from the beginning up to @. We only want to show what is after all the characters after the @. So let's say my name Oluwaseyi at gmail.com. Now what is the domain name here? This gmail.com is my domain name. Okay, if I change this to Yahoo, the domain name is Yahoo. Okay, so in this HR table, we only want to see the domain name. Okay, we want to know, we want to select substring starting from the domain name. How can we do that? So select substring and let it start from the domain name. Okay, so we don't want to see all the characters from character 1 up to the @. We only want to see all the characters after the @ in each email. So how do we do that? So we can say select substring. Okay, and which column are we applying this substring on? We're applying it on email. Now where do we start selecting from? Because we want to start from the character immediately after the @. So for the first one, for the first email, it's going to start selecting from D up to the last character. For the second email, it's going to start selecting from G. It says google.es. So it's going to start selecting from G up to the last character. For the third one, it's going to start selecting from H like that. So I can say select substring email, and then I can take advantage um, of this string function called position. And we looked at this in the previous tutorial, how to use um, position string function. So if you don't know what this is, refer to my previous tutorial on position. So we can take advantage of this and say position heart, okay, in email. So we are selecting substring of which column? Substring of email column, okay? From what position? From position heart, position heart in email. And this from employees. Let me put um, email column so that we can see it side by side. So we want to see email column. Then we want to see substring email position heart in email so that we can only see the domain name, okay, from employees. Let's run this and see what we have. Now this is the email, and we only want to extract this piece, the piece that start immediately after the @ sign. Okay, that's what we want to extract in this substring column. But we still have the @ sign. So how do we remove this @ sign? So I can come here and say position @ in email and just say +1. So if I say +1, so it knows it's going to jump the @ sign because we are adding +1. So let's run this and see what we have. Now we don't have the @ sign again. So we have been able to remove all the characters, including the @ sign, and now we are only displaying the domain name dion.ne.jp, google.es, hhs.gov, like that. And here we have null. Wherever we have null, that means it's empty. We can remove the null and say where email is not null. So this is what we have. Okay, I know this might be a bit confusing, but take your time, watch this tutorial video over and over again. It will make sense because we can actually have um, situations where you need to use a function inside another function, just like we have it here. So the first thing that will happen is the inner function will run first to retrieve this position, and then the outer function will run on whatever we have here. So whenever you have function nested inside another function, we could even have up to 3, 4 functions nested inside one another. That's possible. 2 functions, 3 functions nested together. So the innermost one in that case will run first, and then followed by the next one, and then the outer one. Okay. So take your time, watch this over and over again. And let me also emphasize that functions, or let me say string functions to be specific, and those includes the one we have been looking at from the beginning of this string function session, concatenation, substring, um, position, and upper, lower, and all the ones we have looked at. And we still have a couple more that we're going to look at before we end the string function session. Okay, they are not part of day-to-day query, but you have some requirement that will warrant using some of these functions. So you can make reference to this video, watch it again, and when you need to use them, they are there for you, just so you know that you have functions that can help you do all this kind of um, transformation. So I will see you in the next tutorial, and we're going to be looking at uh, another string function. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one.